let's move on to craftsmanship, which
Okay.
I know you love. So can you talk about the craftsmanship of the bows, the long bows? I know
Yeah.
they're the longest bows, I think, in the world in terms of obviously length in archery.
Yeah.
And I learned that in Japanese, I think it's nanashaku gosun, like 2.25 meters long. So that's pretty long.
Yeah.
And yeah, things like temperature will influence the pull force, and I think hemp strings are used. But I did know that I think you have to be a certain dan before you're using bamboo or wooden bows, and
Mm.
before that you use carbon fiber. So would you like to touch on that?
Yeah, sure. So the bow, the Japanese bow or yumi, is very interesting for me, and I take time to research it. And you'll see lots of different posts on social media about the bow itself. So bow is and bow culture in Japan, it's obviously very long history, and they historically have been from very small to very big. So there are many different sizes of bow, depending on the application. And for kyudo, we use the daikyu, which is the long one, and usually the sizes are over 2 meters. So the way we choose the length of the bow relates to the length of our arm, which is our
Ah,
drawer length. Our arrows are that long, from our neck to our fingertips, past a little bit more, and the the length that you can draw sort of determines the size of the bow. So very big boys and big women have longer bows because yeah, their height is also a factor and their arm
sure.
length is also a factor. Yeah, so I shoot Nami Sun, which is I think 221 centimeters. And then the materials are just usually three main materials, and that is glass fiber, fiberglass. Sorry, that's Japanese. Glass fiber is sorry, yeah. I forget they switch it around. Fiberglass bows, which are sort of the entry level and the standard one that you'll get when you're a beginner. There's carbon, which is lighter, a little bit more expensive. The manufacturing process is a little bit different. And then the one that the craftsman needs to make, which is the take yumi. So that's a bamboo bow. And they're very labor intensive. The parts that need to be um, put together like a sandwich to make this bow, some of them have to dry for several years
Ah,
before they can be used. So I've taken part in cutting bamboo for going to be used for yumi, and that was a really big learning experience. Having those nodes, making sure they're at the right length. They carry this huge ruler that you put up against the bamboo, and it's a specific sort of bamboo. And then you have to be very careful when you cut it because even squashing it in the wrong way bruises it.
ah,
And these kind of bruises and things come out after they've taken the time to dry it. They'll get a mark or something on the
ah.
bamboo, and that's not allowed. So we were joking like that would take time. I would have cut something, they'd take time, stripped it all, and they split it into four. And this one has a bruise. This will be one that Jessica's cut for us because it's like really bummed up. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. So but the whole experience was really fabulous. Even just the cutting, it's done at a certain time of the year. It's done by certain people. The craftsperson is involved in that, and they have very specific things that they look for. And I was just like, wow, this is so cool. And I cut arrow bamboo as well, and then you have four arrows. So you need to find four matching pieces of bamboo, which is just like, I can't imagine. Anyway, so the bow is made of bamboo with wooden inserts and carbon inside it for some people. So you have carbon insert bamboo and you have different slices of wood, um, and then bamboo in the middle. The type of glue that they use denotes separate types of yumi or bow as well. So yeah, the whole process is very labor intensive.